Once upon a time, in a small village, there lived a Zen master named Koji. He was known throughout the land for his wisdom, compassion, and remarkable ability to bring peace to troubled minds. Koji had dedicated his life to mastering the art of letting go, understanding that attachment and clinging were the root causes of suffering. People from far and wide sought his guidance to find inner peace and enlightenment. Koji's journey began when he was a young boy. He grew up in a bustling city where chaos and noise were a constant presence. Despite the external chaos, Koji always felt a sense of tranquility within himself. He had an innate curiosity about the workings of the mind and the nature of existence. One day, as Koji sat quietly by the river, he noticed a single leaf floating downstream. Mesmerized by its graceful dance on the water, he found himself pondering the impermanence of all things. Inspired by this realization, Koji embarked on a pilgrimage to study under the guidance of a renowned Zen master, Ryuji. Ryuji lived in a humble temple on the outskirts of the city. When Koji arrived, he was greeted by the sight of the elderly master meditating peacefully in the temple garden. With great reverence, Koji approached Ryuji and expressed his desire to learn the art of letting go. Ryuji smiled warmly and welcomed Koji into his care. For years, Koji immersed himself in rigorous training, studying the ancient teachings of Zen and practicing meditation diligently under Ryuji's guidance. He learned to observe his thoughts without judgment and detach himself from the incessant stream of desires and attachments that plagued the human mind. One day, after years of intense practice, Koji asked Ryuji, "Master, I have learned much about letting go, but I struggle to apply this wisdom in my daily life. How can I truly master the art of letting go?" Ryuji looked deep into Koji's eyes, his voice filled with compassion, and said, "My dear disciple, true mastery lies not only in the practice of meditation, but in the integration of its principles into every aspect of your life. Letting go is not a one-time event, but a continuous practice. It is like tending to a garden. You must cultivate it daily." Koji absorbed these words, realizing that he must bring the essence of his practice into his interactions with others. He began to approach each encounter with a sense of detachment, letting go of expectations and preconceived notions. He listened deeply and responded authentically without clinging to the need for validation or approval. Word of Koji's transformation quickly spread, and people from all walks of life sought his guidance. They came to him burdened by grief, fear, and anger, seeking solace and understanding. With his serene presence and profound wisdom, Koji helped them navigate the challenges of life and find peace within themselves. One day, a young woman named Mia approached Koji, tears streaming down her face. She had recently lost her husband, and the weight of her grief seemed unbearable. Koji sat with Mia in silence, allowing her to pour out her sorrow without interruption. He listened with an open heart, holding a space of compassion for her pain. After some time, Mia looked up at Koji and asked, "Master, how can I let go of the pain? How can I find peace amidst this overwhelming grief?" Koji smiled gently and said, "Dear Mia, the pain you feel is a natural response to loss. It is important to honor your emotions and allow them to flow freely. But remember, pain is not eternal. It is impermanent, like all things in life. By fully experiencing and embracing your grief, you can find the strength to let go and discover inner peace." Over time, Mia began to practice the art of letting go. She learned to accept her pain without resistance, acknowledging it as an integral part of her healing journey. Slowly but steadily, Mia found solace in the impermanence of her emotions, understanding that they would come and go, like passing clouds in the sky. As the word of Koji's teachings continued to spread, people began flocking to his temple, seeking enlightenment and inner peace. Koji's presence became a source of inspiration, and his teachings resonated deeply with those who were ready to embark on the path of letting go. Years turned into decades, and Koji grew older. His hair turned gray, and his face was lined with the wisdom of countless experiences. He had become a true embodiment of the art of letting go, radiating peace and serenity wherever he went. One day, as Koji sat beneath a blooming cherry blossom tree, his eyes closed in deep meditation, he felt a profound sense of fulfillment. He had dedicated his life to helping others find inner peace, and his efforts had borne fruit. The village had transformed into a harmonious community where people lived with gratitude, acceptance, and love. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a golden glow upon the world, Koji took a deep breath and whispered softly to himself, "Mastering the art of letting go brings us the freedom to embrace life fully. In detachment, we find liberation. In impermanence, we find the beauty of existence." As the years passed, Koji's reputation as a wise and compassionate Zen master continued to grow. People traveled from distant lands to seek his guidance and learn from his teachings. Koji's humble temple became a sanctuary, attracting seekers of truth and inner peace. One day, a young man named Hiroshi arrived at the temple. He had heard of Koji's wisdom and had traveled a great distance to seek his guidance. Hiroshi was burdened by a heavy heart, consumed by regret and guilt over past actions that had caused harm to others. He yearned for forgiveness and a way to let go of his past mistakes. Koji greeted Hiroshi with a warm smile and invited him to sit. Without uttering a word, he sensed the turmoil that weighed upon the young man's soul. Koji began to speak softly. "Hiroshi, the past cannot be changed, and regret will not undo what has been done. But through the practice of letting go, you can find a path to redemption and healing." Hiroshi listened intently, his eyes fixed on Koji's serene face. He longed for a way to release the burden that had plagued him for so long. Koji continued, "To truly let go, you must first acknowledge the pain you have caused. It takes courage to face the consequences of our actions and take responsibility for them." With tears streaming down his face, Hiroshi confessed his transgressions and shared the depths of his remorse. Koji listened with deep compassion, offering no judgment or condemnation. He reminded Hiroshi that forgiveness, both from others and oneself, could only be achieved through sincere remorse and a commitment to change. Koji then guided Hiroshi through a meditation, helping him cultivate self-compassion and acceptance. Hiroshi learned to observe his thoughts without clinging to the guilt and regret that arose. He discovered that by acknowledging his past actions and accepting them as part of his journey, he could begin to let go of their grip on his present. Days turned into weeks, and Hiroshi remained under Koji's guidance, diligently practicing the art of letting go. Slowly but surely, the weight of his guilt began to lift, replaced by a newfound sense of peace and self-forgiveness. Koji reminded him that true liberation lay not in erasing the past, but in learning from it and using it as a catalyst for personal growth. Emboldened by his progress, Hiroshi decided to embark on a journey to seek forgiveness from those he had harmed. With Koji's blessings and guidance, he traveled to distant villages, humbly seeking reconciliation and offering amends wherever he went. Some were hesitant to forgive, while others welcomed him with open arms. Hiroshi understood that forgiveness was not guaranteed, but he was committed to making amends and honoring the process. Throughout his journey, Hiroshi encountered diverse individuals who carried their own burdens of pain and suffering. He shared Koji's teachings of letting go, offering solace and guidance to those in need. Through his actions, Hiroshi exemplified the transformative power of forgiveness and the practice of releasing attachment to the past. Upon his return to the temple, Hiroshi knelt before Koji, tears of gratitude streaming down his face. "Master," he whispered, "you have shown me the way to redemption and inner peace. I am forever grateful for your guidance." Koji smiled, placing a hand gently on Hiroshi's shoulder. "It was you who found the strength within yourself, Hiroshi. I am merely a guide. Remember, the art of letting go is a lifelong journey. It is not a destination, but a constant practice requiring patience, resilience, and compassion." Years passed, and Koji continued to guide and inspire countless seekers who arrived at his temple. Each one brought their unique struggles and desires for inner peace. Through his teachings, Koji instilled in them the wisdom of letting go and the liberation it brings. One quiet evening, as Koji sat beneath the stars, his heart filled with gratitude for the path he had chosen, he reflected on the lessons he had learned and shared. The ripples of his teachings had spread through countless lives, spreading seeds of peace and compassion far and wide. In that moment, Koji felt a profound sense of fulfillment. He realized that his purpose as a Zen master was not only to teach, but to empower others to become masters of their own journey. And so he continued to serve, offering the gift of letting go and guiding others toward the boundless depths of inner peace.